I have been basically doing just this between the videos.
This is a shopping district for shopping purposes, so you're not supposed to do this.
Look, everything is legal until Foxy logs in, so
I didn't sanction this. You did not ask.
I'm so excited about this project. We're gonna sell them their own island.
We ain't gonna linger and wallow when there's hot cash coming back. No way out, just sit here when I know that there's hot cash coming back. Hot cash.
Right now, where is they? I remember leaving them up here. Oh well. I'm sure they'll tune up. In the meantime... this might be the most satisfying thing in Minecraft ever. In my time playing Minecraft, I played on at least like 5 different YouTube Minecraft servers, and on every single one there was only one business that never stopped making money: concrete. As a building material, concrete resides squarely in the middle of the area where it's really nice to build with, but also is infuriating to craft and a complete nightmare to work with. Add to that the fact that converting concrete from powder to solid is actually an incredibly cumbersome process, and you got yourself a perfect thing that everybody wants, but nobody wants to make. And that's before we get into the fact that here on the Bedrock edition of the game, we can't even hold blocks in our left hand, meaning that the simplest concrete converter, when you just hold both buttons of the mouse, is absolutely impossible. But that also means that people are willing to pay any price to just not have to do it themselves. That's why today I decided to get into precisely that business before everyone else catches on and tries to snag that opportunity from me. It's good then that last time we've built this elaborate terraforming thingy over the central island and the area underwater around it, which made this elaborate aquifer filled with nothing but ocean floor, which is primarily made of sand and gravel. And yes, I have been basically doing just this between the videos. Check the livestream footage. I've been digging. But listen, this is an area no one's gonna check and no one really cares for. So yeah, I don't think people will mind if I pinch a bunch of natural, non-renewable material from it. I'm so excited about this project. We're gonna sell them their own island. Now, there's actually quite a bit of things you can do to make making of the concrete much easier. For one, you can stop using the actual naturally spawning gravel and farm some using piglins. Piglins are willing to barter some gravel for some gold, so you just need a gold farm to feed into a piglin bartering apparatus. You can even make your own Bedrock Edition friendly concrete converter, despite TNT not dropping 100% of what it does, because gust explosions drop 100% of what they explode. So the patented gust blaster technology I came up with like several seasons ago would absolutely work for this purpose. It's just that right now we absolutely do not have the time for any of that, so we'll have to make do. After all, we do need to start this business before, say, T-Storm starts their own concrete shop and gets to dictate the prices. But there is one farm, after all, that I do want to get done before we start. After all, look, concrete recipe is not just gravel and sand. It's also some sort of a dye that goes down the middle. And mark my words, I absolutely hate farming dyes. There are 16 dyes in Minecraft, and quite a few of them are really easy to accomplish, and some not so much. So just for the sake of experiment, let's see. We got white dye, which is just bone meal. We got brown dye, which is cocoa beans, but cocoa beans can be farmed using bone meal. We get red dye, but red dye can be farmed using bone meal. We got orange, which is just red and yellow, but yellow can be farmed using bone meal, so that's really easy. We got lime, which is just cactus and bone meal. We got cactus, which... Why won't you bone meal? We got cyan, light blue, and blue, which, yes, cyan is just green and blue. And blue requires lapis to be made, except, oh wait, no, cornflowers exist, and if you bone meal a cornflower, more cornflowers spawn, so yeah, that's all also just bone meal. We got purple, magenta, and pink, which is all... You guessed it. And finally, we got black, gray, and light gray, which bone meal, squid. This I honestly don't know how to deal with right now because, well, squid are... I'm not gonna be able to build a squid farm in the middle of an ocean. There's just too much other area for it to spawn. What I can easily build, though, is a bone meal farm. Because you see, out of all of the materials listed here, the only thing that ultimately isn't a bone meal is cactus. And do you know what cactus can be made into? Forget everything you knew about painting in Minecraft. Every single die is actually just a cactus. A problem here, of course, is that the cactus, like, it cannot be bone milled itself. So we can't get more cactus using a bone mill. We will have to rely on the cactus to very slowly grow on its own. Or we can build a cactus farm and rely for that cactus farm to very slowly grow on its own. Yeah, I simply don't have the ask time, to be honest. A cactus has only like 30% chance, if I remember correctly, of raising the composter level. So we would need either a really big farm or a lot of AFKing to get this. Or we could do a little bit of trolling and put this farm somewhere everybody frequently visits. And look, there is like only one rule to the current True Bedrock season, and that is no farms at spawn. But cactus farms, they don't ever cause any lag, except for maybe visual, but it doesn't have any active elements. It's just a cactus trying and failing to grow into a block. It's equivalent to this happening, essentially. As long as we pick up all of the entities in time and don't let them pile up, we should be golden. I figure that's not gonna be an issue. And if it is, like, what they're gonna do? There's not a jail on the server. There's not a state, even. Look, everything is legal until Foxy logs in, so, yeah, let's go build the farm before, you know, the British wake up.
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law.
Zloy,
Yep.
are you here?
No. No? Why? Who's asking?
Me.
Oh, why are you asking?
I have two bones to pick with you. One, what did you do to my island? Why is there a hole with redstone here? One, that's just one. No, don't want the answer yet. And two, no farms at spawn. What are you
This
doing?
isn't a farm. It's actually a
Nope.
sorting system.
No, no redstone, no farms at spawn, and cactus farm, definitely a farm. Look at all the hovering bits that are just there.
Yeah. What about? Look. One. This is going to be walled out. All of the item entities are going to be inside of the hopper. So not an issue. And two, cactuses are just blocks.
No, that's not how this works. This is a shopping district for shopping purposes. This is not a, oh, you know what would be really nice, an item
I'll
sorter
let you
here.
buy some cactus.
No. This is not for farms. You're not supposed to do this. Okay, as the code inspector for my island that I worked on very rigorously, might I add, this is against
Code
this is against
inspector,
the
this
rules.
is Bedrock
I
Edition.
am
No code has been inspected in years on this platform. Are you kidding me?
I'm inspecting. This is a no-go. I didn't sanction this. You did not ask. No.
Well,
No.
okay, listen, what you'll have to do is you will have to file an official complaint in 3 to 4 business days, and yeah, we'll have a conversation. Never mind, bye.
Oh, words. We're gonna have many words with that kid.
I think she's gone. Right, so the node farm is more or less finished. It's not super productive, but again, it doesn't need to be. If it was super productive, I would have way less of a case for actually keeping it around. It has produced 2 and then some stacks of cactus, but that's not really what we're here for. It is what we're here for. But once this barrel here is overflowing with cac, the cac will successfully overflow this hopper, blocking it off and making sure that all the residual cactus will go to a side. To the side and into this here composter. The composter will produce bone meal, naturally, and then bone meal will go into several other directions. or rather one single direction is just several purposes, let's put it that way. Check this out. For one, the bone meal will immediately make its way down into the dispenser down here. And that will produce red dye, or rather rose bushes. As soon as this barrel here is filled in, which is something that this here comparator is responsible for, the residual, like this hopper, is also gonna get blocked off, and bone meal will go further down the chain into the yellow dye farm, or rather a sunflower farm. Also a pretty simple design, it's just a dispenser, you know, pointed at a sunflower. And bone meal will make its way all the way down here into this here contraption responsible for cornflower. And cornflower is... it's a tricky one, alright? Check this out. You can't necessarily just bone meal a cornflower and get more cornflowers. Oh wait, you absolutely can. That's exactly how that works. Cornflower is a single block tall, so it needs an actual secondary block to appear. So check out what happens if we put some bone meal into the system. That's right, we have a special secondary block constantly pumping back and forth to not only produce but also immediately harvest the new cornflowers, therefore producing blue dye, therefore making sure that we are on our way to having enough, you know, materials of all kinds. Blue, yellow, red allow us to produce nearly every dye out there, and what dyes we don't produce with that, we will produce using bone meal, which, yes, as soon as this fills in, will make a system that blocks off that hopper as well, and leads into a separate chest where the bone meal will finally residue and finally remain. This is pretty solid in my opinion. I think this is a really good setup. It basically eliminates all of the colors except for, wait a minute, brown, and also, wait a minute, squid. And brown we can also automatically farm. It's just that while bone meal can automatically, you know, grow cocoa beans, it can't automatically plant them. So I'm afraid we'll have to do that manually eventually. Right now I just want to can all of this, put some sort of a building over this entire situation, and pretend that there is no cactus form at spawn, because really, if anyone asks, there isn't, alright? There is not. Jesse made that up. We're not doing anything illegal. And if we are, you've not seen it. And if you've seen it, then you won't tell. And if you will, I'll freaking stab you. Okay, there we go. For all your poop-colored needs, we got a machine that... well, to be honest, this is just a worse version of your regular nano farm for wheat. In the meantime, I ran the individual tests of every machine, and look at that. This one performed rather well, much better than I anticipated, but also much worse than probably it could, because, again, usually, like, this only produces one extra cornflower per piece of bone meal, whereas a full-scale farm like this could actually make, like, 5, I'm pretty sure. We're not making that particular thing here because, well, we're kind of space limited with this being the central island and all. And as for cactus farm, well, it's producing, it's trying, but most of what it's producing currently is being stuck on the edge. So this is about the time we put some sort of a shell on it, encase this entire thing in good quality wool, and make sure that none of it can fall onto the rim and get stuck. And luckily, I'm pretty sure that I already know exactly what kind of material we're gonna be using for it, and exactly what kind of a building we'll be building. We're already using quite a bit of vertical energy, and I think I have a very interesting way of displaying the merchandise where that vertical energy is gonna come real handy. So let me quickly pick out the music, and we'll get into that building time lapse. Look at that! I am so incredibly proud of this build here, even though I do, to a very significant degree, realize that this is very much just a very big white box. Heck, listen, this side of it isn't even really that detailed or detailed at all, and still, I think it gets the job done. I will put something on the side later, and I will put something on this side later. I am currently in the process of figuring out the exact dimensions, of counting how wide and how tall these parts are, so that I can put together some sort of a pixel art advertising exactly what is it we'll be selling in this here establishment. But then again, I don't think I need to advertise it by much, because I mean, come on, look at this. This part here is actually very interesting, because that's not just to advertise. This is not just for giggles. That's right. My idea here is that you will be coming in, you will be depositing your diamonds into a chest somewhere, let's say like a diamond per concrete stack. And then you pick out your color, and what you're supposed to do is you do this. And you get your concrete, you get your stack of concrete immediately, and you walk on your merry way. Yes, it's not the most efficient way of storing it. Yes, it's not the most efficient way of selling it, but it is effective. And it's so incredibly satisfying. Like, look at this. Look! Can you imagine coming in and buying several stacks of concrete? Half of them maybe, just so you can just stand there and look at this. This is gonna take like half an hour to put back together. My life is pain. So yeah, this establishment still could use some inner decoration, but that's something I can do between the videos. Right now, if I bother myself with that, I will simply not have this video out on time for you folks. So I need to go get this entire episode put together, and you need to go subscribe and leave a like and do all of that cool stuff. We're about to sweep every single diamond in every single wallet, and I could not be more excited for it, friends. Besides, coming up, we will have to automate quite a significant part of this entire situation. You know, at the very least, the part that we already haven't automated with the dice. Thank you once again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.